Welcome to another episode of Just Cook It. I'm your host, Masab Al Alawi, aka Be the Maker, on Instagram of Darsin Cafe at the Bahrain National Museum. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the other half of Alabaster and Cannoli. Not that there are halves, but there you go.
Yeah,
Cannoli.
That's me.
Maria knows.
Yes, that is me. I am a half. I feel like I'm still a half.
I think you guys like complete each other. It's like the moon. That's all I got.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today. You guys rushed through it, but you made it.
Yeah, we
safe
did.
And sound,
we got
safe
her.
and
We
sound.
got her to make the sweets, to bring sweets into your life.
As they always
and
do.
energy and joy and food.
Exactly, exactly. So speaking of energy and food, what are you making for us today?
So today I'm making some very special cupcakes for Ramadan. So we're gonna get some cardamom, we're gonna be doing some buttercream, we're gonna be doing all the flavors. So basically we're doing a cardamom cupcake with some buttercream and, well, it's honey buttercream.
Is this your buttercream?
It is our buttercream.
You guys, they
So-
have the best buttercream I think in the world at this point.
Is it the world?
I have a very limited
I feel like
exposure to
it's
the
a high
world.
bar.
I have very low standards in terms of the world.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So we're gonna be having our buttercream with some honey in it, and
Beautiful.
then we'll do some sesame brittle to garnish the top, so they look all nice and cute and fancy for your gatherings and things, your socially distanced gatherings.
Your socially distanced gatherings.
Yes.
Make sure you get vaccinated, by the way.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, you're doing a brittle. For those who don't know what a brittle is, what is a brittle?
So brittle is essentially just caramelized sugar with some form of addition to it, which
Right.
can be like nuts. Mostly, usually, it's just nuts. And
Okay.
today we're using sesame as our addition to the
Sesame.
brittle. Yes, it's really delicious. It's like, I don't know, everyone likes caramel, right?
Yeah, yeah. And especially when it has like little nutty things in it.
Right,
Perfect.
like a little crunchy crunch. Everyone
Yes.
likes that experience.
Unless you have bad teeth, then don't do the crunchy crunch. But we have good teeth because we invested our money in our teeth.
I mean, I have braces, but
Well, you investing. It's currently happening.
it's in the process.
I know, right? Okay, so what do you want to start with?
Okay, so first we're gonna start with mixing our batter. So we're gonna
Right.
do it by hand, which I don't recommend, but
Right.
we're doing it for you guys. So
You're doing that because you have pastry people
I
arms,
do,
right?
I do have those like arms at work. I don't put a lot of faith in them, but I know they can mix.
We trust your arms today.
Yes, so we're actually gonna do, there's multiple ways to mix cakes. So
Okay.
today we're doing the creaming method.
Okay.
And so we have a bowl here.
Okay, nice.
So creaming method is essentially you're gonna put butter and sugar in the container first.
All right. And this is the sugar,
Yep.
and this is the butter. And I'm trying to get it out of the thing. Let's see.
Let's see, one try. Oh,
Again, more climactic.
okay, use the spatula.
Or spoon.
Or a spoon.
There you go.
But we're fancy, so we have spatulas here, you know?
And this is about how many grams of butter?
So this is 50 grams of butter.
Right.
And I'm gonna cheat here and look at my notes on the cup and say that it is
82 grams
oh,
of
he knows
sugar.
it. There you go.
There you go, I got you.
So we're gonna incorporate this in. Usually it's like, so with a mixing bowl,
Mm-hmm.
I like a mixer, it's easier. I usually use the spatula. I mean, it's coming together already.
I'll just stand here awkwardly holding the spoon.
I mean, the spoon of knowledge.
The spoon of knowledge. And speaking of knowledge, so the creaming method is you basically kind of pressing the butter into the sugar.
Right, so when you do this in a mixer, you're actually whipping it into the sugar, which we're gonna do because we do have a whisk. You would use a paddle attachment on a mixer itself.
Right.
But when you do things by hand, there are some like steps that you have to kind of, have to add. So what you're doing is you're incorporating all the sugar into the butter, and also at this phase, you're also incorporating air. So that's what's gonna give you, can you pass me the whisk there?
Sure, there you go.
So that's what's gonna give you like that light and fluffy texture, right? So we're at this point now where I've kind of creamed it together, and you're gonna add 1 egg.
Right.
So the egg is about 50 grams.
50 grams, and I will try and do this one-handed without damaging any of y'all. There we go. Contamination achieved.
Oh.
There we go. All over the place. Let me get rid of that.
It's very impressive to crack an egg with one hand, I'll tell you that now.
Thank you, thank you.
So essentially we're gonna try and emulsify this together, and what you're looking for is for it to all kind of become one homogeneous being, you know?
One homogeneous being.
One homogeneous
Like
being.
that movie from Stephen King. Except it's very non-harmful.
Yeah, this is to bring you joy.
Okay, yes,
Not
exactly.
fear.
This Ramadan, these cupcakes will bring you joy.
Right, so we're bringing this together, and what you want, so right now we're in this phase where you see it's kind of like separate.
Yeah.
It's like a little mush situation.
Yes.
So you want to make sure that all of that, this is my like whisking hand.
The whisking hand is working, you guys. No electricity necessary.
Yeah, if I was like stuck on a deserted island, I'd still be able to like twist.
You would be with your whisk.
Right. I'd make cakes, not like food to sustain us.
Water be damned. So this is kind of coming together, and you actually use room temperature butter, right?
Right.
Okay.
So you want everything to kind of be equal temperatures because it's actually easier for it all to emulsify and come together if the temperatures are similar.
Right. So, sometimes people use like really cold eggs and then room temperature butter, and they're wondering what's going on.
Right. So what's interesting is when you do that and you use really cold butter and like room temp eggs, you'll notice it'll start to look like curdly, like you have like butter curdles.
Like unpleasant.
Right, and it's because you've now made that butter cold, it won't whisk in and become this nice like fluffy situation that I'm creating right now.
Beautiful.
So once this is incorporated, we're then gonna do kind of like a half C situation. So you're gonna put half of the AP flour, salt, baking powder, cardamom.
There you go, you got it.
Have here. So it's 64 grams of AP flour, 2 grams of salt, 1 gram of baking powder, 1 gram of cardamom. I like to live life on the edge and not use cake flour because I mean,
experience.
Who always has cake flour in their house?
And what is the difference, like between like cake flour and normal flour for y'all who don't know?
Cake flour, like basically in a concise way, cake flour has less gluten in it.
Right.
It's like easier to mix it in, and it's easier to like reduce the gluten development because cakes are supposed to be fluffy.
And gluten kind of makes them weird and spongy and not fluffy?
They make them, yeah, it's like tough.
Right.
You know, it's not like tender,
No.
and we don't want that.
That is not something that happens at ANC, ladies and gentlemen.
We want fluffy cakes.
Exactly.
It's like a pillow in your mouth.
Exactly. Covered in cream.
Yeah, so I use AP flour, but
All right, gonna mix that up
if
for
you're
you.
using AP flour in a cake recipe, you want to ensure that you're not developing gluten.
Okay.
So we're gonna go half C. So you're gonna do half of this flour mixture in here.
And you've added cardamom because you are all about the Ramadan theme.
Exactly.
Okay, you tell me when to stop. There you go.
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty
So we're
good.
gonna mix that in.
And why are you doing this in 2 parts, technically?
So to really slow down that gluten development that we're doing, and it's
Okay.
almost like tempering it.
Okay.
So as we add the milk, you don't want to overhydrate the mixture, right? Because
Right.
then once again, you're gonna get that weird curdly thing. You'll notice that the batter starts to separate. But by mixing it with the flour, we're kind of keeping it a consistent like texture as it's being mixed, so that
Perfect.
it's nice and fluffy at the end.
Fluffy is what we're trying to go for.
Right.
That was my Lancashire accent. Thank you, United Kingdom.
I love that you know exactly where the accent
I'm
is
very
from.
specific. I'm like, I would like to know where Essex. What do they say in Essex? But I'm not going to do that because nobody's going to understand anything.
Okay, so now you're gonna add your milk, like
All right.
half of it,
Half of the milk.
a little dribble.
And this is how much milk?
This is 30 grams of milk and actually 2 grams of vanilla as well, because I mean, you always should put a little bit of vanilla in cake.
In everything.
And go for the like real vanilla. Like imitation vanilla never stands a chance.
No, we don't do essence here.
Exactly. So then you're gonna add the rest of your flour.
And I can do this in like one go.
One go. Just throw it all in there.
Acrobatic
Live life.
hand movement. Check that out. I mean, this is Cirque du Soleil stuff, ladies and
You're
gentlemen.
really living life on the edge
I
here,
know,
making
huh?
these cupcakes.
Into the net that doesn't exist.
So now that that's in, we're gonna
Right.
add the rest of our milk.
All right, that's the rest of the milk.
Now, if you were doing this in a mixer,
Mm-hmm.
you would have been done 10 minutes ago.
But we would like to show you how this is done step by step. And I think this bowl thing always works.
I
Hi,
know.
hi there.
Hi.
Yeah.
Look at how beautiful it is, though. You
It's
see,
perfect.
it's nice and fluffy.
It's not splitting, it doesn't look weird. It's perfect.
Exactly. Because we did that like flour and then milk situation. So what you're looking for here, usually in a mixer, I would kind of like crank up the speed all the way just for
Right.
like a second to incorporate as much air as possible so we get a really fluffy
batter. Okay.
fluffy batter.
Perfect.
So this is a very special cupcake recipe that we made today for you guys.
Which is currently competing with Maria in terms of attention because it smells
It
amazing.
smells so good. So now we've got this like, it's pretty stiff. You
Okay.
see that? It's not really like
Kind
crumbly.
of holding on to its shape.
Right, it looks like, I don't know how to, like whipped cream,
Yeah, it really does.
you know? So that's all done.
Okay, perfect.
So now, that's
Thank you.
for you.
Whisk will
Now-
go right here.
Yes. We're gonna get our little cupcake tin that we've already prepared with some liners, which are great because then you never have to like grease or flour it. It's like you got cupcake tins.
Exactly.
Makes life simple.
As I stand here awkwardly with a spoon.
I know. I'm gonna do one, then you're gonna do one. So
Okay.
can I just?
There you go. And now, we've spoken on Laura's episode, and you guys catch Alabaster, aka the other half of Alabaster and Cannoli, on her episode talking about the awesome pies that you guys make and doing that recipe so that your life is complete. But you are going to be talking to us about the cakes you guys make.
Yes.
They are really delicious.
We
and
put our hearts into them.
you know what? I can taste your heart in the cake. No Hannibal Lecter necessary.
Okay, just like the metaphorical heart.
The metaphorical heart. There are no hearts,
Harmed in the process.
No, not at all. Not at all. Except when they break, because the cake is so delicious and it melts in your mouth and you're like, who do I fall in love with now? The cake or my spouse? I don't know. It's confusing.
Well, I hope both.
Oh, yeah, sure. There's enough room in your heart for both.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
So we're going to put this batter into these things.
Okay.
Usually, if you want to get technical, it's like 50 grams per cup.
Right.
I'm that kind of person that will put this on a scale and be like 50 grams per cup.
But I understand that because you want them to be all even.
Right.
Right? But the more you do it, you kind of figure it out.
Right, and if you're doing it at home and you're eating it, it's fine.
It is fine.
So what we're gonna do, what you wanna look for when I feel like people always have this problem with filling cupcake cups. They never know exactly how much. So what you wanna put in there is maybe, we're going for like 2/3.
Okay.
2/3 is like just enough where it like doesn't create a giant, this is for you.
Thank you.
So we're just gonna put our sugar, this is about 100 grams of sugar, right?
Just about, yeah.
All right, cool.
My math is not great today. So, and you put this in a cold pan to start with.
Exactly.
Why? I'll turn this on.
Because as it heats up,
it's
going to evenly disperse the heat among the sugar. Usually putting it in a hot pan, you're
shocks it kind of.
Yeah, and you're adding more room for error. So you just want to like do it.
No error.
Yeah,
no
you
error.
want to do it with the least amount of error. We're
Why
in
not?
The modern era.
The modern, the 21st century,
Exactly.
ladies and gentlemen.
Are you?
My finger is
how's it
stuck.
going? Do you want me to try it? Oh, you got it.
Did I?
Yep.
Okay, so we're basically going to turn this up, and you want it to what, like a medium high?
I just go full heat. Because usually with sugar you don't want to go too low because it'll crystallize, and you don't want lumpy sugar, lumpy brittle. So usually if you go full heat, once again less room for error. You can do like a medium high if you're a little scared of going like straight up hot spanking hot pan.
Okay.
But yeah, usually medium high to high heat is perfectly fine for doing this.
All right, brilliant. So while this happens, I'm going to set it up to the medium high heat that you required. Oh,
Yes.
I didn't do that. That's
go.
not happening.
Great.
Okay.
I think we're good.
It's coming. It's
Yes.
coming. So in the meantime, what are we going to do?
So in the meantime, we're gonna make ourselves some honey buttercream.
Okay.
So we're using A&C's special buttercream today, which
you're not going to get unless you order from ANC.
Yeah.
On alabaster.cannoli on Instagram.
Yeah, that's exactly our name.
Shameless plug complete.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So our buttercream is actually really special. It's really technical to make, and I know it's just buttercream, but it takes a lot of time and love and effort.
The texture.
I know, it's like
the smoothness.
We're just going for fluffy cloud today.
Yes, fluffy cloud.
Pillows and clouds.
A super Ramadan theme.
Exactly. But if you want to make your own buttercream, you can just do an American buttercream. American buttercream is super easy. It's just a 2-to-1 ratio. So you're going to get like 1 block of butter, which is usually 454 grams of butter.
Softened at room temperature.
Yes, absolutely soft, but not melted.
No, not melted.
You don't want liquid.
No.
And then you're gonna go for double that in powdered sugar, which is about 908 grams.
Perfect.
Sift it, because we don't like clumpy
Lumpy.
buttercream.
No.
And you're gonna basically whisk those together and then add like heavy cream until it's
Charming.
the consistency you want. Because
Which
some
is
people
something
like
that looks like this.
right. Some people do like a thicker buttercream though, or a thinner. It's like the mouthfeel. It's
We
up
do
to
not
you.
have time for a thicker buttercream. We
No.
want airy, pillowy, cloudy.
Exactly
All
this.
these adjectives.
But once you have your frosting of choice, you're gonna add a little bit of honey. And now this is completely to taste. It's
Right.
completely like up to what you like. So you can just pour that in there.
And basically the recipe for the American buttercream is going to be on screen, you guys, so you can make that. How's that looking?
I think that's pretty good.
All right. And this is a nice floral honey.
I do like a good floral honey. And you can get the whisk.
There you go.
I'm leaving this all up to you. I mixed the cake.
You did mix
It's
this.
up to you
This is a
now.
democracy. So you basically have, I mean, look at that.
Look at how airy that is.
It's just on top directly. There we go. Liquid sugar, be careful. This stuff is like, I mean.
Oh, you do not want to get a sugar burn, because not only does it burn you, but it sticks there and is like, ha ha ha, ha, I'm gonna keep burning you for 20 minutes.
It laughs exactly like that.
It does. It has the
There you
evil
go.
laugh of like, I'm gonna ruin your life now. So because I want this to be a bit even, I'm just gonna kind of, and like you want it to be within the brittle as well, not just on top. So I'm just doing a little movement.
You know, as soon as I put that sesame, you're hit with the nutty smell that you
so
get from
good.
toasted sesame.
Right, so because the sugar is over 200 and something degrees Fahrenheit, I don't know that in Celsius, because
it's hot.
because it's so hot, it does cook the sesame seeds. You can toast them beforehand if that's like your vibe.
Okay.
Some people do like a more nuttier, like dark toasted sesame
So
flavor.
more intense sesame, like tahina almost.
Exactly.
Right.
But this is like, I feel like this is like the nice go-to.
I mean, look at that. It
Yeah.
looks like, does it look like the Bahamas?
It does not.
Okay,
but
just
thank you
checking.
for trying. We have 700 islands, not just one.
Never mind.
Yeah.
We have about 37. We're behind the race.
I appreciate the try though.
I was done. We try.
So this is your brittle.
Okay.
And you're gonna want to put this to the side. It's gonna cool like in a snap. It's gonna be so in a snap because we're also gonna snap it. See what I did there?
That was my snap sound.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it.
I do
It
sound
sounded very
effects too.
snappy.
They hire me.
So we're just gonna put that to the side.
All right. we're
That'll
doing that.
cool. So while that's cooling, we're gonna do our buttercream. Which did you taste it?
I did not. I was waiting for permission.
You can taste it, and then let me know if that's how much honey you like. Oh.
It's good.
Oh.
It's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's like, it literally is like you were standing in the middle of the road, you've opened your mouth, a giant cloud of buttercream came and just floated into there.
Oh, it like a.
Like an accident, but a
Cloud.
good one.
Do you want it to be an accident?
I want it to
I
be
feel
a
like
nice
I want
fluffy,
it to be
cloudy accident.
I want it to be intentional.
Yeah, sure.
But you like the honey in that. You like where you've gotten it.
It's perfect.
Okay, so we're gonna do piping bags. Have you ever done a piping bag before?
I have, but I'm not nearly as good as you. But I
Okay.
really want you to show guys how to do this.
Okay,
right?
perfect. So we have here.
You got
I
two
brought,
tips?
Yeah, I got a piping bag for you and a piping bag for me. I will take the smaller tip, and
Okay.
you will take the larger tip. So
There
we got
we
our
go.
piping bags.
Okay.
You can have reusable ones or plastic ones like this that we have.
Okay.
So the end's already cut.
Okay.
I don't like to do that, but it's because
It is what it is.
it is what it is.
Okay.
Usually you want to put your piping tip in the bag.
There we go.
And if it's not cut, you'll have like a little bit of space. And then I cut it so that you ever have that problem where you cut it before and then the piping tip slips out of the bag?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I like to do it after I cut it so it's nice and fit. Then,
Perfect.
trade secret. What you're gonna want to do so it doesn't spoop out the end. You're gonna want to turn the bag,
Lord.
push it into the tip.
Problem solved.
Right. So now when you fill the bag, you ever like fill it and sometimes your filling starts to spoop out and you're like, oh no, what's going on?
I'm like, no.
I'm much more energetic about my failures.
I'm like,
You're like, oh no, it's dropping into my mouth.
I'm a little less concerned.
Yeah. So we've now prevented that.
Okay.
And then you're gonna wanna follow the top.
Okay. Lovely.
Put your hand under that. It's a little protector, a
There
little
you
guard
go.
for your hand. Perfect. Can I get the spatula?
There you go.
You're gonna take your Buddha cream.
Now what cream?
Buddha cream.
Buddha cream.
So then we're gonna do like a nice dollop in the bag. I'm gonna save enough for you to put in your bag.
Yeah, because I'm getting like buttercream envy. There we go.
Oh, also like this little pinky finger that's sticking out of under the bag is literally your best friend because you can hold the bowl with
I'm
it.
trying to do that. I'm like, how's she doing that?
Oh, okay. Well,
It's like-
maybe it's practice.
It's like, look at my finger is not doing the thing I want it to do. But there you go. Scrape all the.
Perfect.
Gonna go in my
You got
belly.
it.
You see
There you
what's
go.
happening over here?
I see that. You're getting
The
all
ac-
the buttercream.
The acrobatics. All right.
Perfect. So
There
we'll
we
just
go.
put this bowl to the side.
Alrighty.
Great. Once your bag is ready, we're gonna open it, kind of push all that extra buttercream bits we have on the side down.
And this trick that you basically showed is like when you don't want to get the air out because it doesn't like splatter when you're trying to thing. All right.
So now, always remember to pinch and twist the end of your bag because I've had that moment using a big piping bag where it starts to like spoop out of the back of the bag and it's the worst.
And it's like you're walking around leaving the trail.
Yeah, so you got the front spooping, the back spooping, it's just like, what's happening?
There's a lot of spoopage.
Exactly. So once that's done, then you can just press the bag and that seal goes away.
So your cupcakes just came out of the oven.
By the magic of television.
I mean, look at that. They're perfectly even. So all that
Right.
obsession with like 50 grams is working.
Exactly. And
Right.
see, so now you have all this nice, like, and they bake flat, so you have all the space to do your like frosting magic and decoration and all that stuff.
It doesn't take as much frosting if they're flat, right? Because I mean, if they're like concave and weird, there's like,
Actually, maybe it takes less frosting because you can pipe around the concave.
never mind. Spatial awareness failed yet again.
This is just more sturdy because it's
Okay.
flat to hold
Right.
your buttercream. So we're gonna get to decorating.
Okay.
It's gonna be exciting.
Oh,
so we're
Lord.
gonna. Have you piped a cupcake before?
I have, but I'm not very good at it.
I'm gonna show you 2 ways I like to pipe cupcakes.
Okay.
But like very simple way. Like we're not going fancy.
Okay.
So we're gonna go with the traditional version as well, which is that little tower of buttercream you always
That's about
see.
all I'm going to be doing.
Great. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start from the outside.
Uh-huh.
You kind of want to leave, you don't want to touch the cupcake with your piping tip because it's going to come out kind of streaky. You want to give yourself like a little bit of space away.
Okay.
Pipe very lightly so you get that shape in a nice circle, up, up. And then before you get to the end, you want to release the bag and then let go. There you go. Okay. You didn't
I
get a
didn't
tower,
I was making a circle.
but that's something.
Is
It's like a
it?
donut.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's very minimalist. This is my Japanese inspired cupcake.
I mean, you could have left it the way you. We'll just nudge it.
There you
Nudge
go. Yeah,
it. There you go. So then my second one, which is one of my favorites, is because it looks like a rose. So
Okay.
we're gonna do that same technique, but instead of starting from the outside, we'll start from the inside.
Okay.
And it makes it look like a little rose. So you're gonna start here, pipe, circle, around, and then you have a flower essentially. What we call a flower.
I'm going to make maybe a bush,
Okay.
maybe some
Listen,
Amazonian plant
artistic
of some kind.
intuition. There you go. Lightly around. Keep that pressure going. There you
Ha!
go. There you go.
That's
something.
pretty good. That's
Exactly.
pretty good. Okay.
So now we're gonna bring that. We'll put these over to the side.
Okay.
We're gonna bring that brittle.
Show them the brittle. It smells incredible. We had a taste. Look.
It's
the
like
window.
shiny.
It's a Tahitian window.
Can you? I don't think you're on the camera.
We're not on camera. Oh, there you go.
Look at that. It's like shiny and delicious, and you got sesames going through the other side. It's so interesting seeing it. There's no
Can you see
sesame.
my hand? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So basically, we've got ourselves some sugar glass, and all I like to do is that.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah. And then I just kind of break it how I want. Isn't that fun?
And then sneak one.
Yeah. Be careful, by the way, with sugar like this. So if you notice there's little shards,
It's sharp.
this does act like glass. It will cut you. Just be very careful when dealing with it. You don't want to kind of play around with those small bits because they're sharp. You're
See what I did there?
so much work. I'm so proud. Good job.
Thank you, guys.
So we've got
Okay.
some like extra little ditties over here.
Okay. What you got?
So basically, you can kind of decorate how you want. Usually, I would toast some sesames, but we just have regular sesame seeds.
Okay.
So we have the brittle. So you're gonna I'll take one of the big piped ones.
Okay. I'll take
And
my
then-
weird, not pipe.
Maybe take one of these cool pieces
Okay.
and then stick it in there.
Like so.
I like a little salty sweet situation, so I'm gonna
Same.
take some salt and sprinkle the
That.
salt on there.
And this is pig salt, so it's not as salty as like normal salt.
Exactly. And then if you want to add some sesame or some sprinkles for the kiddos, make it more fun, you can absolutely do that. I'll
Okay.
probably do that to the second one. So we got these guys, which is the more like fancy, salty, sweet,
I'm a garden, eat your heart out.
delicious. Exactly. I never used to say her name like that.
Really? What?
I thought it was the name of the show and it was in a garden.
Okay.
Well, these are the fancy like delicious like Ramadan cupcake.
And it's so like this buttercream. Again, this is the ANC special buttercream. There's going to be another buttercream on the thing, the window thing.
Yeah, or use your favorite food store frosting
Or
as
that.
well.
Or that.
So now we're gonna do a kid-friendly, like kid design. So I'm gonna just put maybe like a light, like a smaller piece on here. Maybe I'm feeling this big piece.
I'm going to do a small one in the middle.
And then I'm just gonna take some sprinkles and sprinkle it. I just pronounce everything wrong.
Sprankles and Gorton. Maybe that means garden in Dutch or
I
something.
don't know. I'm gonna eat this though. I love that you put a tiny one in
So
the
it looks like a
center.
flower.
That's so cute.
Ta-da. Look at that. Can you see that? Yeah.
So fun. So fun.
Really. And the whole process was super smooth. It was really great if you follow the instructions, right?
Exactly.
Now, when we come back, we're going to put this on a nice, beautiful plate, and you're going to present it because you deserve to present this. So, Maria, you've made these awesome cupcakes. Have you named these cupcakes by any chance?
I have not named the cupcakes yet. What do you think we should name them? Ooh, it's hard, right?
Cardamom.
What?
It's like a combination between cardamom and almond. Does that work? No, it doesn't.
No.
Next,
Ramadan cupcakes.
Ramadan cupcakes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
With a bit of cardamom in the sponge, a beautiful honey buttercream,
Exactly.
and the tahina brittle. I said tahina brittle, but it's actually sesame brittle.
Yeah.
But to me, it tastes like tahina.
Same
which is-
thing.
Yeah. Same thing indeed. You know what, Maria? Of alabaster.cannoli on Instagram.
That's us.
Thank you so much for being with us today. But there is one more thing I need to
Yes.
get out of the way. So I know you guys have so much demand because your cakes are really awesome.
Thank you.
So, but you don't like people DMing you because like that blows up, right?
Yeah, our DMs get real flooded, so we don't always see the comments or like messages. Like if you're coming in to spread some love and tell us like anything about our treats, we enjoy that, but we don't get to them immediately,
Right.
so we don't always see the messages in there.
And there's a lot of people. I mean, people order your cakes even from outside of the country.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not ignoring you or being not nice. They're actually
Yeah.
very nice people.
Yes.
But I mean, you prefer people to either give you a call, WhatsApp, okay?
Usually calling or using our website is the best, and then we respond to you because that's the first thing we see and that's the first thing we respond to. We respond to you, and usually it's a step-by-step process with us.
Okay.
We're kind of there the entire way of your order.
And that's why you guys need, you prefer advanced orders. This is not like last minute cakes that are just sitting in a fridge somewhere. You have
Yeah.
to make them from scratch.
Right, every single cake is made to order.
Yeah.
Every single pie and treat is also made to order.
And this is not what I like to call fast food cake, right?
It is not.
This is from scratch artisanal cake, right?
With the design of your dreams and the
Slash
flavor of your
flavor.
dreams. Yeah, the flavor of your dreams, exactly.
There you go. You know what, Maria? Thank you so much for being here. You guys have to watch Laura and Maria's episode, or Maria and Laura's episode of alabaster.cannoli.
I'm Cannoli, she's Alabaster.
Ta-da! And I'm me, right? You guys have a blessed Ramadan, and remember to stay blessed, stay safe, and stay grateful. Till next episode.